Today we're diving into the heart of British cuisine with a classic steak and kidney pie. This dish, steeped in history and tradition, is a hearty favourite, brimming with tender steak and kidney, all encased in a flaky puff pastry. For this culinary adventure, you'll need beef steak, lamb or beef kidney, onion, garlic, all-purpose flour, beef stock, Worcestershire sauce, tomato paste, thyme leaves, salt, pepper, vegetable oil, ready-made puff pastry, and an egg. Gather these ingredients and prepare to embark on a culinary journey to Britain right from your kitchen. First, we'll prepare the filling for our pie. We start off by heating the vegetable oil in a large skillet or frying pan over medium-high heat. Once the oil is hot, we add the diced beef steak and kidney. It's crucial we season our meat with salt and pepper at this stage. This not only enhances the flavor of the meat, but also ensures that our pie filling is well seasoned. Now we let the meat brown on all sides. The key to a flavorful steak and kidney pie lies in the browning process. By allowing the meat to develop a deep golden color, we're essentially building layers of flavor. This process should take about 5 to 7 minutes. Once our meat is beautifully browned, we add the finely chopped onion and minced garlic to the skillet. The onion and garlic bring a delightful aromatic component to our pie filling. We cook these for an additional 2 to 3 minutes until the onions are soft and fragrant. This is the base of our filling. A symphony of flavors harmoniously combining to create a filling that is both hearty and satisfying. Our meat is browned, our onions are soft and fragrant, and our kitchen is filled with the mouth-watering aroma of comfort food in the making. It's time to move on to the next stage of our pie preparation. We've laid the groundwork for our filling, and now it's time to build upon it. Each ingredient we add brings us one step closer to the final, delicious result. But before we move on, let's take a moment to appreciate the progress we've made. The browning of the meat, the softening of the onions, and the mingling of flavors in our skillet are all crucial steps in creating a pie filling that is rich, flavorful, and absolutely irresistible. Once the meat is browned and the onions are cooked, we are ready to create our sauce. The sauce will add depth and richness to our filling, transforming it from a simple meat and onion mixture into a savory, mouth-watering pie filling. So, let's get started with our sauce. Now let's turn our attention to the sauce. Creating a delicious, well-balanced sauce is integral to our classic steak and kidney pie. It binds the filling together, providing a rich and hearty flavor that melds perfectly with the meat and pastry. The first step in this process is to sprinkle 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour over our browned meat and onions. Stir it well, ensuring that every piece of meat is evenly coated. This will help to thicken our sauce and give it a velvety consistency. Next, we'll gradually pour in our beef stock. This forms the base of our sauce, lending a depth of flavor that water alone cannot achieve. It's important to pour in the stock slowly and stir continuously, preventing any lumps from forming. Once our stock is incorporated, it's time to add our seasonings. We'll start with a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. This classic British condiment, with its tangy, slightly sweet flavor, adds a wonderful complexity to our sauce. Following this, we'll stir in a tablespoon of tomato paste. This will introduce a subtle sweetness and a hint of acidity, balancing out the rich flavors of our meat and stock. Our final herbaceous note comes from a teaspoon of thyme leaves. Thyme is a key ingredient in British cuisine, and its earthy, slightly minty flavor works wonders in our sauce. If you don't have fresh thyme, dried thyme will work just as well. Allow this mixture to simmer and thicken for about 5 minutes. As it simmers, the flavors will meld together, creating a sauce that is truly greater than the sum of its parts. Before we finish, take a moment to taste your creation. If needed, season with additional salt and pepper. Remember, this sauce is the flavor backbone of our pie, so we want it to be just right. With the sauce ready, we can now move on to the next step, assembling our pie. With our filling and sauce ready, it's time to assemble our steak and kidney pie. Let's get to it, shall we? First up, we need to address the pastry. A good pie is all about the crust. It's the golden, flaky shell that holds all the delicious filling. We're using ready-made puff pastry here. It's a great shortcut and yields excellent results. So, roll out your puff pastry on a lightly floured surface. You want it to be large enough to cover your pie dish with a bit of overhang. Next, we're going to transfer the pastry into the pie dish. You want to be gentle here. Lift the pastry carefully and lay it over the dish. Press it gently into the corners, making sure it snugly fits the form of the dish. Now, it's time for the star of the show, the steak and kidney filling. Spoon it into the pastry-lined pie dish, spreading it evenly. The aroma of the filling is already tantalizing, isn't it? Before we cover our pie, we need to prepare the edges of the pastry. This is a crucial step to seal in all that delicious filling. We're going to brush the edges of the pastry with a beaten egg. The egg acts as a glue, helping to seal the pie and giving it a lovely golden color when baked. Finally, cover the pie with another sheet of puff pastry. Press the edges to seal the pie, ensuring there are no gaps for the filling to escape during baking. You can crimp the edges with a fork for that classic pie look. And there you have it, our pie is assembled. Remember, a pie is more than just a dish. It's a canvas for creativity, a testament to patience and precision, and ultimately, a labor of love. The process might be a bit lengthy, but trust me, once you sink your teeth into this hearty, comforting steak and kidney pie, you'll know it was all worth it. Now that our pie is assembled, we're ready to bake it to golden perfection. We're in the final stretch now. It's time to bake our pie. First, brush the top of your pie with the beaten egg. This will give our pie a lovely golden brown finish. Now, with a sharp knife, make a few small slits in the top pastry layer. These slits will allow steam to escape during baking and prevent the pastry from becoming soggy. Now, let's get this beauty in the oven. Carefully place your pie in the preheated oven and bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. You're looking for a deep golden brown color on your pastry. That's the sign of a perfectly baked pie. The pastry should be puffed and crispy, and the filling should be bubbling hot. While our pie is baking, let's talk about serving. Steak and kidney pie is a meal in itself, hearty and filling. But if you want to round out your meal, a simple side salad or some steamed vegetables will do the trick. And of course, a pint of your favorite beer wouldn't go amiss. As the delicious aroma fills your kitchen, you'll know your wait is almost over. Once the baking time is up, remove the pie from the oven and let it rest for about 10 minutes. This resting time allows the filling to settle and makes it easier to cut neat slices. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Cut yourself a generous slice of this classic British dish. Look at that flaky pastry and the rich, savory filling. It's a sight to behold, isn't it? And there you have it. A classic British steak and kidney pie. Serve it hot and enjoy this hearty and comforting dish. Every bite of this pie is a celebration of simple ingredients transformed into something truly special. So, dig in and savor the fruits of your labor. Trust me, it's worth every bite. That concludes our culinary journey into the heart of British cuisine. We've diced, sautéed, and baked our way to a delicious steak and kidney pie, a comfort food classic that's sure to impress at any gathering. Let's quickly recap the steps. We started off by browning our beef steak and kidney in a hot skillet, adding in onions and garlic for extra flavor. Then we created a rich and savory sauce with flour, beef stock, Worcestershire sauce, tomato paste, and a sprinkle of thyme leaves. Once our filling was ready, we rolled out puff pastry, filled our pie dish, and baked it to golden perfection. But remember, cooking is all about creativity and personal touch. Feel free to experiment with this recipe. Perhaps you might want to add a dash of red wine to the sauce or maybe some mushrooms to the filling. The options are endless and the kitchen is your canvas. Above all, have fun with it. Cooking is not just about the end result, it's about the journey. The joy of preparing a meal from scratch, the anticipation as it bakes in the oven, and the satisfaction of seeing your loved ones enjoy the fruits of your labor. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to share your steak and kidney pie creations with us. Stay tuned for more delicious recipes.